Hello, everybody. Today we're going to talk about a new way to analyze poetry, and it goes by this strange acronym, TPCASTT. I know that sounds confusing, but I promise you that it will make your poetry analysis super simple. So let's start unpacking this crazy acronym. The first thing is looking at the letter T, and that stands for title. When you approach a new poem, the first thing you need to do is look at the title and make a prediction about what you think the poem is going to be about based on the title that you see. All right, and there's a graphic organizer that will go along with this strategy. You'll have available to you for each and every poem that we use it for. Okay, so T stands for title. P stands for paraphrase. Now, remember that a paraphrase is different than a summary. A paraphrase is rewriting the entire thing in your own words. Now that may sound daunting to you at first, but keep in mind that we are reading short poems. It's not like you're going to read a 5-page poem and you need to rewrite the entire thing in your own words. I would never do that to you. Okay? So the P stands for paraphrase. So you read the poem and then you rewrite it in your own words. C is for connotation. All right, so now we've talked about connotation and denotation. We're talking about connotation here. What do the words mean? Why were they used? Why were they chosen? Okay, so you'll look at the figures of speech, the sound effects, is there onomatopoeia? You will look at the vocabulary that the author chose to use. All of those things go into the C for connotation. A is for attitude. So tone is the attitude the speaker has toward the subject of the poem. So what's the tone of the poem? What is the attitude of the poem? Is it a happy attitude? Is it an angry attitude? Is it scared? Surprised? What is the tone? What is the attitude of the poem? Next up is S. S is for shift. Shift. All right, so if there is a change in time or tone or speaker, that's what shift is. And we'll look at several examples so that you can work through this and get a clear idea of what we're talking about here, okay? So S is for shift. The next T is for title again, okay? Now you've read through the poem. The first title was, okay, I'm going to guess what I think the poem's going to be about based on the title. Now you've read the poem, reconsider what your predictions were. Were they correct? And the final T is for theme. This is a word that we've used a lot over your high school English career, right? So the last T is for theme. Theme is basically what the author wants the reader to get from his or her work. All right. It doesn't make a judgment. For instance, right here, don't do drugs. That's not a theme. Okay. It states something that's true across every single person. It's true about life, true about the human condition. We can all relate to theme. Okay. It's universal. Now, sometimes you guys ask the question, how in the world can I find the theme? Okay, well, you can start by looking at the other parts of the graphic organizer that you fill in that we've been discussing, all right? And you might be getting some insights about what the poem is truly about based on what you've answered in the rest of those, okay? And then again, that final question that you always have to ask yourself about theme is, what is the poet trying to tell us that we can all relate to? Now, I want to look at a little bit of vocabulary. This is something that people struggle with, and I don't know how many memes are out there that relate to the word literal and figurative, because you'll say, I literally ate a side of beef. No, you did not. Okay? People misuse this word so much, and it's funny when they do. Okay? So let's review what the word literal actually means. Okay? It means exact. You are not exaggerating anything, okay? If you say, I literally got 2 flat tires on the way to Kansas City, that means you actually did get 2 flat tires, Okay, you are speaking the truth and saying exactly what happened. So if you were being literal about letting the cat out of the bag, you actually have a bag with a cat inside it. Okay? If you have not heard that idiom, I do like cats. It's nothing against them at all. Okay? Figurative is the opposite of literal. Okay? Figurative is when you can you're not saying exactly what you mean. Like you're saying it's raining cats and dogs. No, it's not. If it was literally raining cats and dogs, it would be horrific, right? It would be horrible. So let the cat out of the bag figuratively means that you told a secret that you shouldn't have told. Okay? So keep in mind the difference between literal meaning and figurative meaning. And then again, let's remember denotation and connotation. Remember, denotation is that dictionary definition, and connotation is what that makes us feel. Okay, what that word makes us feel. And remember, there can be positive and negative connotations to words. All right? So now what we're going to do is we're going to look at a poem by Langston Hughes called Dreams. So the first thing that we'll need to do is make a prediction about what the title means. Okay, well, I mean, it was a one-word title, so hopefully we're all on the same page when we say, oh gosh, I think the poem might be about dreams. Okay, now it could be literally about dreams, like you're asleep and you're having a dream, or it could be about dreams that you have about your future goals that you have, things like that. So let's read the poem. Hold fast to dreams, for if dreams die, life is a broken-winged bird that cannot fly. Hold fast to dreams, for when dreams go, life is a barren field frozen with snow. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is paraphrase that poem. That means we put the poem in our own words. So let's go back. Hold fast to dreams, for if dreams die, life is like a broken-winged bird that cannot fly. Okay? And then hold fast to dreams, for when dreams go, life is a barren field of snow. So how about this for a paraphrase? You have to hold on to your dreams, because if dreams die, they're like a bird with a broken wing. Hold on to your dreams, because if you let your dreams go, life is like a field with nothing in it that is frozen with snow. So that would be a paraphrase that would be completely acceptable for that. Next is connotation. What might this poem mean beyond the literal level, beyond what we're seeing right here? Okay, what might it mean? So here are some examples. Personification, dreams die and dreams go. So immediately dreams was personified and given human-like qualities. Okay, that means dreams are very important, which we should also know because it was the title of the poem, right? There were metaphors and there was imagery in the poem also. Life is a broken-winged bird. There is your metaphor. Life is a barren field. There is a metaphor. Both of these are negative also. They're not a positive thing. So losing a dream is negative in your life. Point of view, the poem was written in second person. The speaker is speaking directly to the reader. Repetition, it was said twice, hold fast to dreams. And there was some alliteration in it, dreams die. The D is repeated there. Remember that alliteration is the repetition of a consonant. Okay, so if we check out the attitude of this poem, what was the tone of the poem? I mean, was it positive? Was it negative? Was it sad? Was it happy? Kind of when I look at this poem, I think of it as like a warning, okay? That you better hold on to those dreams and you better reach for them and continue to try to make them happen, because if you don't, gosh, your life is sad, according to Langston Hughes. Okay, so where it says find and list examples that illustrate the tone and mood of the poem, well, dreams die, broken winged bird, barren field, that all tells us that the poem is sad. It's, or melancholy if you want. And again, I feel like it's like a warning to people for what to do. Now, shift. Is there a shift or a change in the tone? If there is, where is it? And what is it to and from? Okay, so let's check it out. This poem only has 2 sentences, okay? The first stanza was 1 sentence and the second stanza was 1 sentence. And there weren't any shifts at all, okay? It does end quickly and on a negative note. Your life is frozen with snow. I mean, gosh, right? And looking at the title again. Okay, so we knew that the entire thing was about dreams just because dreams was the title, right? So now when we look at it after reading the poem, I think it's also about continuing to dream. Yes, it was about dreams, but it was about the importance of it and the fact that if you let them die, your life would not be what you wanted it to be, right? And then theme. What was the overall theme of the poem? What insight, understanding, lesson, or truth are we supposed to have after reading this poem? So what did Langston Hughes want everyone to know after reading this poem? Well, I think it's probably the importance of dreams. The fact that you need to keep them alive and you need to keep striving for something, because if you don't, then you're just stagnant and your life would not be as exciting or interesting without them. Okay? All right, so that is how you use this crazy method called Tpcastt. All right. Now what we're going to do is a little bit crazy, but I am so excited to see what you guys come up with. You guys are actually going to think about a song that you really like. Okay, it needs to be school appropriate, and that's about the only parameter that I'm putting on your song choice. Okay, so think about a song that you really like, and I want you to analyze that song using this TP method. Okay, so basically you'll look at the title. Let's go back and check it out. You'll look at the title. Now, obviously, when we're reading poetry, we're looking at the title before we've ever even read the poem. And if you're picking a favorite song, you already know what the song's about. So you'll look at the title, and then I want you to paraphrase the song. Okay, put the whole song in your own words. You don't have to do the chorus multiple times, so don't do that. Then I want you to look at the connotation. How does it make you feel? How do the words make you feel? Is there rhyme? Is there personification? Are there metaphors or hyperbole? What is the song like? Look at it for attitude. What's the tone? Is it a happy song? Sad song? What's it like? Angry song? Is there shift? Is there shift in the time or the tone? Is it sad at first and then it's not? Does the speaker change? Check the title again and then go for theme. And then you're going to be telling me whether you think this song is actually poetry. Because most songs, when they're written, I mean, that's exactly what it is. It's poetry set to music. So you're going to look at your song and decide whether you think it is music or not, or excuse me, poetry or not, and then tell me in a paragraph why it is or why it is not. Okay, and those instructions and the handout for that are all in Buzz. So just click on that next assignment and give it a shot. Don't forget that I am available during help sessions to help you with whatever questions you have. Also available by email and by text. See you later.